clean it up and do the modifications on it. The first thing you need to do is lock this in place like that, and then pull this pin that releases the barrel and also the slide. Just undo it. The slide should come right out just like that. And the barrel, put the pin over here, just undo the pin, there, and the barrel should be loose. And there we have it. Yeah, it's about due for a cleaning, I guess. I figured I'd do a little polishing while I'm at it. This area right here needs polishing. And how to do that is, see this scuff pad. Basically all I need to do is shine it up. I'll polish that up a bit. Yeah, that's probably good. Clean it up good and oil it. That should be good to go. See how much crud is in there. Yeah, quite a bit actually. For being a brand new gun, of course it's probably, I didn't clean it or oil it or anything before I took it out. So it probably needs to be oiled up anyhow. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning the rails. Getting the grit out of there. Okay, now take this apart. First thing you want to do is release the spring tension. Okay, so I've released the spring tension, and you got to get that pin out of there. That little roll pin out. Take a block of wood and pop these 3 pins right here. Gently, of course. Okay. So with that spring release, the pressure off of it, you should be able to gently pull this trigger mechanism out. There we go. And there we have it. Now there's a spring right here that needs to be released. And this slide right here, the trigger slide, needs to be polished. Clean off the oil first. Looks like somebody oiled it up pretty good at one time, probably from the factory. So it looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave that just as it is. What I want to do is polish this up. I probably only need to polish one side. This with this little Scotch pad thing. Basically all you're doing is cleaning off any of the high spots, burrs, anything that might cause it to bind up, making it nice and shiny. This takes a little bit of time. As you can see, it's already shining up pretty nicely. And the trick is you don't want to use 80 grit sandpaper or something crazy on it. Score it all up. That's pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be nice and smooth. Now, I think everything's good here. Make sure that I don't have any residue on it. I don't need to use any solvent, only on the barrel maybe. So I'm going to go ahead and drop just a dab of oil there. And just get rid of the excess. There, get rid of the excess. So don't take much oil. Then I'm going to go ahead and stick this back on. It sits on that pin, and there's a little tiny notch thing right here that the spring goes into. You just flip that spring back over and set it right back in that notch. Being a little difficult. There it goes. It wasn't too difficult. Then oil this just a tad. Rail. Spread it out a bit. It doesn't take much. And I usually like to get rid of any excess. That should do it. So I can stick this back together. Trigger's mechanism's working well. I see oil underneath, so it's smooth. So let's stick this back inside of here. Line up the holes. Something didn't line up. What is it in there? Okay. Okay. And just tap them into place gently. Yeah, and it's flush. Trigger works, mechanism. And then put the pin back in the spring holder, which is not an easy task, I can tell you that right now. Okay, so that's it. There we go. That's got the spring back in place. Got everything set. Everything's working. Spring works there. Just a tiny bit of oil on there. Pretty good. What I don't get is, I was thinking about doing a steel pin. They make a steel pin instead of this. And it says if after time it warbles this hole out. I don't see how it can do that. I guess because it's so thin on the end. But this is steel. It shouldn't warble anything out. But I guess steel on steel is not a good thing. But anyhow, let me clean the barrel. See if I got any, yeah, there we go. Should be good enough. Don't take much with this 3-inch barrel, huh? Looks good. So now just reassemble it. Stick that baby in there. Put the pin back in. Okay. There's the pin. Put a dab of oil on each side of the rail. And just let it drip down. And wipe off any excess that you don't need. Let that sit a minute and let that oil drip go down. Looks pretty good. Put a dab of oil on that polish spot. And we should be good to go. It looks like there and there. Okay. Reassemble it. Barrel in. There it goes. Put the pin back in. Make sure it slides good. That oil worked in there good. And there you have it. She's ready to fire. Now the only other modification I want to do takes a pencil eraser. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue a pencil eraser right to the back side of that, so when I pull that trigger, it reaches a stop point before it actually engages or releases the firing pin mechanism. That trigger pull is really long. It's a double action. That's why. There's a good time to look at the I did an orange thing on the little orange mark there, and Two little highlighter green marks up here. You can hardly tell it's green, but it is.